We should be good to go now. It's Ash from SuperVideos back for another live stream Q&A video. This is going to be Q&A number 96 if I'm remembering right. But so this is going to be mostly a Q&A about Fear the Walking Dead, but we will talk about Walking Dead as well. Of course, this Sunday, I'm pretty sure this Sunday, yeah, we're going to have the mid-season premiere for Season 4 of Fear the Walking Dead. So Episode 9 is going to air this Sunday. So most of our, I guess, discussion tonight hopefully will be concentrated or focused towards Fear the Walking Dead. But like I said, I will answer questions for both Fear the Walking Dead and Walking Dead. With all of that out of the way, let me just put this, there we go. So with all of that out of the way, let's jump right into the questions, starting with Wiz, who says, hey, how are you? Glad you could join. Lynette Patrice, or Patrice, I think it's Patrice, but let me know if I'm pronouncing that right. Long time sub, first time in chat. Hello, glad you could join us live. Thank you for being a subscriber. Animated Alex says, yo, how are you? Giuseppe De Rosa says, hey Ash. Hey, how are you, Giuseppe? Lynette Patrice says, hi Ash. Hi, how are you? Giuseppe De Rosa won't be able to be here because I'm busy, so I wanted to make a quick cameo, lol. Thank you for joining. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I kind of moved a little bit. I'm still at my house, but I went to the basement because it's super hot tonight. It's like 37 degrees Celsius, so I just could not stay in my room, so I had to get down here and cool off a bit. So that's why it's a different location here. It's my basement. Lynette Patrice sounds like Patrice, but you're good. So Patrice, okay. Lynette Patrice. Giuseppe De Rosa leaving a like. Thank you, I appreciate it. Wiz, are Morgan and Alicia going to Alexandria? Probably not. I did a video talking about that. I think if they were going to have that happen, just one sec. Hopefully that light made it a little bit better. But I think if that was going to happen, they wouldn't have revealed it in the sneak peek, because that's pretty much taking out the shock value, right? So I think because of that alone, because they showed it in the sneak peek, I don't think that they're actually going to can't speak tonight. I don't think that they're actually going to do it because they showed it in the sneak peek. Lynette Patrice, I'm gonna get it right someday. Lynette Patrice says yes, that's good, thank you. I think you're talking about if I'm pronouncing the name right. Ronnie Thomas. Wait, Wiz, I think they are. Oh, about Alicia and Morgan, they could, but I mean, I'm leaning more towards no. And just to add to what I said, Travis is dead, Nick is dead, Madison is dead. If Alicia dies, then there's pretty much no main character remaining from season 1 of Fear, other than maybe if you count Strand. But I think that's going to hurt the show. If they are, then that's going to hurt the show, I think. Lynette Patrice, what are they saying that? Why are they saying that? Because in the sneak peek of next episode, there's a scene where Morgan is talking to Alicia. He tells her that he's heading back east, where he came from, and basically invites her to go with him because he thinks Alicia's going to be more useful, or she will potentially be better fit to be in a community where he came from, where Morgan came from. So basically saying Alicia will be a better fit for Alexandria than being by herself like this. That's where they got it from. Ronnie Thomas, do you think Tara will get Rosita's death? Yeah, she could be one of those for sure. I don't want to give too much away, but yeah, she could definitely be one of those. Lynette Patrice. Lynette is fine. Okay, Lynette. That's what I'm going to call you. Lynette. Ronnie Thomas. Because for me, Lara is no longer useful. Or Tara is no longer useful. Yeah, she hasn't really been that useful in the last couple seasons, I would say. Nothing against the actor. It's just the character is bland, I think. Wiz, I mean, they told us that a character from The Walking Dead's going to fear, and Morgan did so. Yeah, that's true, but... That's true, like I said, but... I don't know, I think it was a bit different because it was an announcement. It wasn't in a sneak peek. You know what I mean? Animated Alex, I hope Morgan doesn't stay in fear forever. I don't think he will. I think he'll go back eventually. Wiz, I mean, I don't think they would do a scene like that just to not happen. I think it's gonna happen. Morgan is gonna go back. I just don't think that Alicia's gonna go with him, and I don't think it's gonna happen this quickly. I think maybe it'll be season 10 of Walking Dead and season 5 of Fear where we actually will see that crossover back. Lynette says, oh, okay, I haven't seen that, thanks. Yeah, that's a sneak peek. I think it's on AMC's site. I might be wrong, but I think there's even a new sneak peek that was recently released, but I'm probably not going to check it out because we only have 2 more days to go and I don't want anything else really revealed for me. So I'll just wait to see the actual episode. Wiz, yeah, that could happen. Yeah, I agree. Ronnie Thomas, if they do another spin-off, The Walking Dead, I who love to see how France do with the walkers. Which country do you want to see? Yeah, a European country would definitely be interesting. Asian country probably, because we've seen what happened in North America. Like, if they do something in where I am in Canada, it's not gonna feel too different. You know what I mean? So maybe, and we've already seen South America, we've already seen Mexico, right? So that would kind of be the same as what they originally did with Fear in season 2, I think. So that's already been done as well. So maybe a European country would be pretty cool. Wiz says Sweden. Yeah, Sweden would be cool. I think England, Sweden, Spain, something like that, because we did see the I don't even want to call it spin-off comic, but where we had that comic that was part of Walking Dead, where we had the story of what happened to Jeff, Rick's brother. Remember that? That was set in Barcelona, and that was in Spain, right? So it had a weird, different vibe to it, even in the comic. So seeing that in a show would definitely be interesting as well. Ronnie Thomas, do you think the helicopter will have a role with Rick's departure? It's possible. I definitely think it's possible. It's got to be something big because they've been teasing it, right? So it's got to be something major. In terms of whether it's related to Rick, very, very likely because he did see it. One of the instances we saw the helicopter. So I think the people that saw the helicopter are going to somehow be very much part of the story related to the helicopter. So Jadis saw the helicopter, or she even knew about the helicopter. So I think she's going to be a bigger part of this story, and Jadis, whatever you want to call her. But Rick saw it as well, so that's another one. So I think Rick will definitely be a part of that. If not a big part, at least a part of the story related to the helicopter. Wiz, isn't Spain pretty similar to Mexico? It could be, but I think it's just that because it's a European country, being in Europe, I think it's going to have a different feel than in South America. I think most of it is going to be the scenery, the atmosphere, right? In Mexico, it was pretty much deserts and all of that. But in Europe, in Spain, for example, somewhere there, it's going to be more maybe, if not inner city, but if it's outside the cities, then it's going to be more, I would say, I don't know how to put it. It's going to be more green in a way, more forests in a way, things like that, I think. But I definitely think it's going to be different in terms of atmosphere, for sure. Ronnie Thomas, what do you think Negan will react after Rick's death? Or how do you think Negan will react? Pretty much the same way he reacted to Carl's death. Maybe not, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, pretty much the same. Maybe a bit less, a bit more. But I think it'll be pretty much the same. It might be close to his reaction to another important character's death in the comic. That happens way in the future. And this character is very close to Rick. I'll just say that. For comic readers, you know who I mean. I don't want to spoil too much, but yeah, I think it'll be somewhat of a reaction like that. Wiz, Rick goes to Spain on a vacation spinoff. LOL. He wishes. I mean, they have no helicopters, or not helicopters, they have no planes in the apocalypse, right? So it's going to be pretty difficult to go on a vacation in a apocalypse, I would say. Let me know if there's any delays, because I did make some changes to the stream. So it's not going to be as live like what I'm saying right now. You might hear it a minute after I say it, but there's going to be less delay. So it's going to be less real time, but there's going to be less delay. So let me know how that works out. Is it better than what I was doing before, or is it worse? Let me know, because that's going to help me kind of make more tweaks for the future live stream, so that there's basically no delay. Ronnie Thomas, do you think Daryl and Maggie will try to kiss Rick? I saw a theory and it has a good point. Or to kill Rick. Sorry, I said kiss. I'm like, what do you mean? Okay, that makes more sense. Let me reread that. Do you think Daryl and Maggie will try to kill Rick? Saw a theory and they have a good point. No, I don't think so. I think that won't work. I mean, they could do it, but I hope they don't do it, because I don't like the idea of that. Coldplay, Negan going to be important, not like a protagonist. Not necessarily a protagonist. I would say something along the lines of, it's not going to be black and white with Negan, especially now going forward. And we're going to see a lot of different sides of Negan we have never seen before. Especially if they do bring in Negan's backstory into season 9 somehow. Wiz, where in Canada are you from? I am from the west. I'm in a province called Alberta. I don't know if you guys know about that, but a city called Calgary. But in western Canada. Wiz, I'm hyped that they're going to Washington. Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's one of the parts or stories from season 9 that I'm really, really looking forward to. Just to see the atmosphere in Washington, D.C., to see what the story is going to be related to Washington, D.C., and to see what sort of significance their mission has to the capital. Wiz, yeah, I know where it is. That's great. Actually, Stephen Ogg, who plays Simon in The Walking Dead, Trevor from GTA, he's basically from this city here, where I am. So, and I got to meet him when I went to the comic expo that they have here, which is like sort of a Comic-Con. I met him. He came to basically his hometown. So, yeah. A bit of trivia for you guys. Or not trivia, a bit of background information for you guys. Ronnie Thomas, do you think Dwight will return? Yes, but I feel like it's going to be in the second half, if season 9 at all. I had a feeling he's going to come back soon, but now looking at where the story is going and how everything is working together in terms of what we've seen so far, I think it'll probably be second half of season 9. Wiz, that's super cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. He's a super nice guy. And yeah, he's super funny. I mean, I went to a panel that he did with the other voices from GTA. and he's super funny. I mean, the charisma that he has, he could have easily played Negan. I mean, if they gave the role of Negan to him, he could definitely pull it off, I think. Wiz, have you ever been in Sweden? No, but I have relatives in Sweden. But I have never been to Sweden, no. Alright, I'm just going to get some water, guys. I'll be right back. Alright, I am back. Wiz, where will they go in Fear the Walking Dead? Tough to say. They do definitely move around quite a bit in Fear. It started in Los Angeles. It went to Mexico. They went back to America. They went to Texas. So they could do so many things at this point. They could move around quite a bit. So that's a difficult call. I mean, pretty much anywhere in the U.S. I don't think they're going to go back to Mexico, but anywhere in the U.S. they could potentially go. Well, close to where they are right now, which is Texas. But I do think they're going to move around again. I don't think they're going to be static. I think this show's always been dynamic. We've seen that from the start. So that's going to continue, I think. Wiz, I do not want to get back to the boring deserts of Mexico. Yeah, I feel the same way. Wiz, I think they're going to Georgia. Well, Georgia... Maybe. I think that's quite far, isn't it? But maybe. Or not. Yeah, I think that's pretty far. I'm not sure. My geography of the U.S. is not that great. But I think that's pretty far. But yeah, they could. Wiz, in 4 days, the final season of the Walking Dead games series releases. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that. I'm not really into the video games, Walking Dead video games and stuff, but that's pretty cool. I didn't know that. Wiz, I think everybody left. There are still 3 people watching. So 2 others other than you, but we're almost at the end of the stream. I was going to make this one longer, but now that most people have left, I might actually just end it, but we'll keep going for a few more minutes to see what happens. Oh, also, I forgot to mention the last live stream and this one I had to use my webcam because I don't have my camera with me, so I had to use my webcam. So I think next live stream I should have my other camera, good camera back. So yeah, the quality will be again back to normal, I guess. Wiz, when does Negan escape? Sometime in season 9. Not any. I don't think it's gonna be this early, but season 9, I think. Wiz, how does Negan react to Alpha? Same way he did in the comics. I don't think they're gonna change that. That's a big part of the whole development between Negan and the Whispers, so I don't think they're going to change that at all. They might add in some stuff, but I don't think they're going to completely change that. Wiz, has the story been about Judith, or has the story been about Judith all along? In the comics, no, but in the show, it's looking like it. But that's a pretty good question. Wiz, will Judith be the leader of Alexandria in the future? Not anytime soon, of course, but if they continue, then yeah, way in the future for sure. Another announcement that I have to make. I don't know how many people are still here. Maybe I should have made that announcement way earlier, but I just forgot. I'm doing a bit of redesigning of the channel. If you've noticed, my intro changed, my outro changed, and yeah, so I'm basically, and my thumbnails changed a little bit. So I'm doing a little bit of redesigning of the channel, and you will see a bit more of that in the next couple weeks, from the logo to the, what's it called, to the trailer, to everything like that. So there's definitely going to be some more redesigning and changes to the channel, and yeah, those are going to be rolled out in the next couple weeks. I don't want to do them all at once. I think just slowly moving towards what I want to move towards at this point would be a good idea, but do expect to see a bit more videos in the next couple weeks. Not that much. I'm not going to go back to daily videos just yet, but I will be doing a bit more videos, so definitely stay tuned. Wiz, we'll get the same development like we got with Carl when he killed his mom. Will Judith be the same with to Rick and Michonne? It'll be the new Rick and Judith, the new Carl. I think Judith at this point is way too early, way too young for that. It would have worked if Judith was a bit older, but Judith is just a bit too young for that to work, for that story to work out. We are 29 minutes in, so I'll get, and we only have 2 people watching, so I'll do 5 more minutes of questions, rapid fire questions, and that'll be the end of the stream. There was a pretty good stream, a little bit, it started off good, but then it kind of went down from there in terms of the number of people, but it was still a great live stream Q&A. I appreciate those of you that joined and asked questions and continually support the channel. But yeah, like 5 more minutes. A rapid fire question. Wiz, I mean it'll be cool because it would be the new beginning. Yeah, I kind of see what you mean, yeah. But they're going to have to tweak it a little bit. With the way you said it, it might not necessarily work, so they're going to have to tweak it in order to have that kind of essence of what you're saying. Maybe she would be there with him when he died. She would be there with him when he died. You mean Judith? Yeah, maybe. That could, I mean, that's going to be extremely sad, but yeah. We might see something like that. see how many minutes are we in. Wrong tab. There we go. We are 32 minutes in, so maybe 3 more minutes. Wiz, and maybe then Shane will appear in the background smiling at Rick or telling that he will protect Judith and Rick would die in peace. Yeah, there's so many things that they could do with Rick's death. There's so many different directions. So it's just a matter of what they want the death to represent and how they want the death to move everyone's story forward. Because they could have Rick's death impact Judith impact Judith in a way that they're going to focus on that, and then have that be the story. Or they could have Rick's death impact Michonne, or have that be the focus and move the story that way. Or they can focus on Rick's death and the impact of it on Daryl and move the story from there. So there are so many different directions that they could take the show that at this point it's unpredictable, I would say, for sure. If Rick is definitely going to die, there's no way to predict what they're going to do with it and how they're going to make it change the story going forward. I think this is one of the most hyped seasons. No, I don't agree. Season 7 premiere was the most hyped, I think. But there's definitely a lot of hype around this particular season. If you're not talking about just an episode, yeah, for sure. And I think, and I don't want to jinx it, but I think it's going to be a great season. I mean, I said that about season 7. Didn't really go anywhere. Season 8, same kind of thing. Season 9, I'm hoping it's not the same thing. I'm hoping that they can pull it off, basically. Wiz, I mean the ones that are hyped are super mega hyped. Yeah. It's either you don't care about it, or you don't care about a season or an episode, or you pretty much really care. That's how Walking Dead usually is. Especially for trailers for the episodes, not necessarily seasons, but when we see a trailer where either like, this looks like a bottle episode, doesn't look like anything is going to happen, we are not excited. Or it's like, holy shit, I can't wait to see this episode, There's no in between. It's one way or the other. At least that's how I feel. Alright, we are 36 minutes in. That's pretty much the end of the stream. Thank you, everyone, especially to Wiz for asking a lot of questions, which is good because no one else was there. So thank you for keeping the live stream alive. I appreciate it. And thank you, everyone that joined and supports the channel, continually supporting the channel and everything. I really appreciate that. Last question, Wiz. I don't want Rick to die. Indeed, more epic badass scenes with him. Yeah. I think you were saying something along the lines of you want to see more badass scenes with Rick. I completely agree. It's not time for Rick to die. I can tell you that for sure. But it is what it is. We gotta accept it, right? I mean, we don't know if he's dying or just leaving, but whatever happens, we gotta accept it and move on. Alright, that's it. Thank you again for participating, asking questions. I will see you next week for the next live stream. Thank you.